Welcome to Living on Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Jason Wilson. We feature amazing individuals in business and entertainment who have achieved success. On this episode, we had a conversation with Pierre Evans. He's an entrepreneur and author. His latest book, Inside the Minds of Entertainers, is available on Amazon.
So, bro, you've been in the entertainment business for a long time.
Yeah, I've been in entertainment all my life. I grew up as a DJ. I've been DJing since I was 12, and I also play keyboards and sing and act and model. And I've been in it all my life, all my life. And now I've graduated to the professional level of where I have my own magazine, and I'm an author. I'm an author.
Oh, that's great, man. So, man, with this coronavirus situation, how has that impacted your career this year?
It actually, I'm a freelance writer by trade. That's why I've graduated to at this point. And so basically, my work is mostly done via internet anyway. So I was already on officially December of last year is when I left my regular 9 to 5 and I just became a freelance entrepreneur working on my own. And so that was December. And then March is when the coronavirus hit. So by that time, I was already used to being on lockdown. Right here where I'm at, this is my office right here.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's one area that it didn't affect. But as I said, I'm also into the nightlife scene. Like I said, I'm a DJ. And I'm also a dance instructor with a style of music called house music. Here, I don't know if you've heard of it, but yes, I'm a house music instructor. And I was just about to start my first class in April, right when this coronavirus hit. So I got a whole group of people that was ready, but then this hit. So I never even had my first class, but everybody like, okay, well, let's push it to May, June, July, and now we at November, and people like, let's just forget the whole rest of this year. So we're gonna wait to either next year. I think coronavirus is gonna be at least another year.
Yeah.
It has.
I think so too.
Yeah, it has impacted my business though, as far as on that aspect, the part where I gotta have physical contact with people. But otherwise, it's not bothering me. I gained 20 pounds. I'm thin, so I'm like, go Corona. So it did me good.
Awesome. But bro, is that something that you can do online as well? Your dance class?
Yeah, I could do it online because a lot of people were asking for virtual. But with the house music, it's not the same. You want to hear the speed, you want to feel the music pumping, coming out the speakers. But if push came to shove, I could do it here, but it would be boring. It's not the same as being with people, with a DJ, with the music coming out the speakers, make you feel like you actually at a party instead of just, come on, and 5 more and 2 more. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. That's boring. House is meant to be felt and heard.
I'm glad we got on this subject because the music industry has been tremendously affected by the pandemic. A lot of songwriters, musicians, and singers are really concerned. Do you think online concerts is a good alternative to concert touring?
Yes, absolutely, because people are already doing it and already making profits. This coronavirus and the emergence of Zoom and all these virtual parties, virtual meetings, virtual everything, that came out of necessity. But I believe that's going to stay after this coronavirus is over. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to still work from home. Employers see that this can work. It's going to take a while for people to feel comfortable to go to a arena and go see Janet Jackson, and we just sitting all right next to each other. You know what I mean? People gonna still be a little paranoid. You know what I mean? For a while, this could be like a PTSD. You know what I mean? Like after they've been through this, they're a little paranoid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same with theater, going to the movies or going to go see plays or concerts. All of that. It's gonna take a while for that to go back to normal. So in the meantime, people will pay to see it at home on their computer, but it's going to have to be a lot cheaper because you're not getting the whole effect. You know what I mean? Lights, camera, action. You watching TV. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it will last until people feel more comfortable in person. And I think the masks, I think, are going to stay too, even after it's over, because people have realized how nasty we were. Blowing out candles, you putting spit on. I mean, people have realized how nasty we been. You know,
right.
I think that's going to last even after this is over as well. But I think it can be done. Yes, I think the arts, that's the only way that they're going to survive right now because people aren't coming together physically.
As far as charging for ticket sales, like what would people be willing to pay for a ticket online?
Online, I say a major artist, you know, maybe somebody like old school, people like Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson, those their audience is not the same as the ones that's listening to Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's two different people. So the older audience, I would say ticket sales, it depends on what you get. They would have to put a package together. They could put a package, because I'm a producer also. I produce events as well. I have a production company, Pinnacle Entertainment Productions. You would have to put a package together where you could get a download or a CD or something of the artist, the latest whatever they got, CD, download, whatever. You're gonna watch this show. You're gonna get the CD, and you might get some kind of shirt or some kind of, give them a package where you can actually charge a higher price, more than just watch me on Zoom. You know what I mean? Give them some incentive where you can charge maybe $50 with the CD, with the shirt, with all the little stuff. I say $50 to $75.
That's still good.
It's still good, yeah, because that's a good price. But if it was just watch the concert for $50, $75, no. But if you're getting something, you need something else. You know what I mean? They need something else, more of an incentive, and you don't want to charge such a little price to where you underbid yourself. You know what I mean? Right. Yes. But I say something like between $50 and $75. Yeah. In my 53 years, I started off as a DJ. Then I went into a songwriter and I produced house tracks, albums, you know, vinyl. You know, that's back in the day. You know?
Yeah.
Albums. Then I managed artists. Then I got into acting. And then I'm in a couple of them, Home Alone 2, Richie Rich, The Negotiator with Samuel Jackson, Road to Perdition with Tom Hanks, I'm in all of those movies. Then I did runway modeling.
Oh, wow.
I've done poetry. Then I wrote my book. And then after my book, then I moved on to my magazine. So I've had a whole bunch of lives. And I look back and be, oh, I did that. You know what I mean? When I think back on it. And so music is just one of my prior lives. I really have stepped away from trying to deal with that. I found my niche, which is writing, either as an art author or as a publisher of my own magazine. But that's where I'm staying, and I can do that right here from home for the rest of my life. You know? Exactly. So that's my area. But neo soul, house, and R&B are the genres. If I were to continue, those are the areas that I would deal with. And the people that I know, my target audience would be like between the ages of 45 and 55.
From all the projects that you've done over the years, what's the thing that you're most passionate about?
Most passionate about me is my purpose. My purpose is to motivate people, show them by example, educate, and to empower people so that they can see the power that they have, because everybody got a talent and everybody got skills. They just may not be aware of it, or may not believe in themselves, because other people may tell them, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. You gotta have the self-confidence in yourself to, no matter what people saying, pursue your dream until you don't want to no more. Like with my
Right.
music, I'm done with the music. I'm done with the acting. That was fun. People was trying to discourage me as well, but I didn't let that discourage me. And the main thing that I want to do is to give a spotlight to people, whether they're famous or unknown. Give people a spotlight that deserve it. Me as an artist, growing up as a singer and trying to be an actor and a DJ, I needed somebody like me, that I'm not famous, but you still want to recognize me. So I'm trying to be to others what I needed when I was there.
When you were launching your book, Inside the Minds of Entertainers, I was immediately intrigued by the title. But what I would like to know is how you went about choosing who you would interview for the book.
Well, prior to writing my book, I was a freelance writer for the Soul Train brand, for a famous African-American newspaper here in Chicago called the Chicago Defender, and a famous African-American magazine, Maga Paper is what it's actually called Indigo Magazine.
Okay.
So I started my professional writing in 2013 with Soul Train. That was the first company I came to with that. That's a trip. I got a hookup on that, but I went straight to Soul Train. Then I went to the Chicago Defender and the other magazines. But working with those companies over the years opened a lot of doors, because as that being my first job, when I'm approaching, and then I'm already in the entertainment industry, and I associate with people that's in the entertainment industry, that are actors, singers, all that kind of stuff. So I had these people around me. And so once I became affiliated with Soul Train, then everybody I say, can I interview you? Yes, because they want to be affiliated with Soul Train too. You know what I mean? And so that opened up a whole lot of doors and gave me a lot of pull and recognition. So I go to an event and be like, here's my card. And they say Soul Train on it. And they're like, oh, well, yeah. And so it opened up a lot of doors to mainstream talent, not just local talent like myself. So working with those media outlets, and as well as other things that I was affiliated with, it gave me an opportunity to meet these people. So then one day, Soul Train got purchased by BET. So Soul Train is not even a label no more. BET.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And BET is owned by Caucasians. So so that means BET, the Soul Train brand, all that is owned by whites, which is retarded. That's retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I realized, I said, well, BET purchased Soul Train. So the Soul Train website, where all the information, all the interviews were held, is gone. SoulTrain.com is gone. So that ended that job. The Chicago Defender, it wasn't as popular. It's losing traction as well now, because newspapers aren't really that popular anymore, you know. And Indigo Magazine, they transferred their format, and now they're going straight to mostly podcasts more than magazine. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, well, I need to do something. I'm tired of working for people. And like I said, December is when I resigned from my regular job. And so I said, I need to start my own magazine. And I said, I know all of these people. What can I do with them?
Yeah.
I had that on my mind. I know all these celebrities. I got their numbers in my phone. I can call up, blah, 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 blah. I know too many people to not be doing something productive with it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So on Martin Luther King birthday in 2017, I woke up, and like he had a dream, I had a dream. That's it. And when I woke up, it's crazy because it was on Martin Luther King birthday. I woke up and I had the title of the book together. I had the questions that I was going to ask the people together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had all the people that I've been knowing as a pool of how many of these people are going to go along with it.
Right.
So, like this, it's deep questions. The questions that I was asking, they all came in my dream too. What is the purpose of life? What is your purpose in life? What is a soul? What is a spirit? Please describe your soul, your spirit. If you believe, how would you describe the higher power? What can be done to improve world race relations? How does President Trump's current political agenda affect the world? What is your outlook on the future of mankind? And if you believe in the afterlife, please describe what it is. Those are the questions.
That's deep.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So those 10 questions, I said, that's going to weed. First of all, when I asked people, can I interview you for my book? So I'm going to say yes, so I'm going to say no. So I went through maybe about 50 celebrities. And after I got to told them my questions, and a lot was like, oh, no, I can't do that. And some others were like, are you going to pay me? Am I going to get paid? In the back of my mind, I'm like, I gave you publicity when you was doing this. And now I thought you scratched my back. I said, you know what I mean? I scratched your back. You scratched mine. You already got your money. You know what I mean? Let me get mine. So that shook off a lot of people. And then the ones that stayed were the ones that were, it wasn't like a list that I had of who I want to stay. It just, whoever left over after I hit them with this punch and this punch. No money, talking about religion, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whoever left after that, those were the brave ones. They was like, yes, I don't mind talking about this, My fans already know I'm opinionated, so they're not going to have a problem with whatever I say. So the 20 people that are left were the ones that were brave enough to do it, didn't want any pay, and as a matter of fact, say, yeah, Pierre, I would love to be in your book because you've done this, you've helped me, and I love to give back. I already got my money. Let me help you get yours. And that's how I ended up with the ones that's in there.
Wow, that's a blessing, man.
Thank you so much. And I said legends in there all the way up to the current people. You saw like the people that are in the book. Cuba Gooding Sr., the daddy. I interviewed him 1 or 2 weeks before he passed. And so this was one of his last interviews. And with the type of questions I asked, that's a very insightful interview to be his last. Like I told him to talk about the afterlife. And he's in the afterlife now. You know what I mean? So
right.
That's what I mean as far as, I'm just give you a quick excerpt of his response to if you believe in the afterlife, please describe what it is. I will not attempt to predict what happens after death. My objective is to leave good music, good performances, and strong children, and as much happiness as possible for the human beings that I help bring to this earth. I'm equally concerned about the possibility of my children being able to live to be older than I am, strong, at peace, and without fear. 2 weeks later, he was dead.
Wow.
After answering this, so I dedicated the book to him. He wanted to turn my book into a TV show. He was going to produce it and everything.
Is that right?
And then he died. And I was like, no, I was on my way. He was about to produce it, yes. He said, this he said, people need to see this. This could be a TV show. And I said, I agree. And he said, I'm going to hook you up with real Hollywood. He said, we're going everywhere. He was just going to start a world tour. Him and his group, the main ingredient. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. That's him. That's Cuba Gooding. So they were about to start a world tour, and they was going to take my book with them on this tour. All this was all going, and then he died. And oh man! But it's just one stumble. He inspired me to pursue the TV because it's going to end up a TV show. It could be a weekly or it could be a monthly. Because if I got 20 people in here, if it's a weekly, if it's a monthly, that's 2 years. You know what I mean? I can do one person per episode or 2 people per episode. You know what I mean? And that's just with this book. I got plenty more stuff and plenty other more people to do. But yeah, I would love to see it as a TV show where I interview them, and maybe a portion of the show they do what they do. If it's a comedian at the interview and stuff, you give us 5 minutes of your comedy show. If you're a singer, you sing a song or whatever. You know what I mean? So that way you get the interview, you getting the person you know as the singer or whoever they are, you're gonna know that. But now we're gonna sit down and they may perform before our interview. Yeah, the show come on, they do what they do. Then we sit down and then I get inside their head. And then after it's over, go again, do another performance. And so you getting the person you know, then when I interview them, the person you don't know, and then back to the person you know. It might even be like 2 chairs, like you're getting interrogated with a spotlight, boom, boom, me and them there, like that. You know what I mean? Something like that. And so then I would ask them those 10 questions to get inside their philosophical, religious, and spiritual sides. That's what this book is about, the philosophical, spiritual, and religious sides of the entertainers. And then after that interview is over, then they do another performance of whatever they do.
What was one of the most memorable interviews you've ever done?
Okay, let's see. Most memorable interviews I've ever done. Roy Ayers. I interviewed him twice. I interviewed him once when I was working with Soul Train, and it was done via email. That's how I do a lot of my interviews, because I'll go back to that. Let's stick with Roy Ayers. My first interview with him was through email. Then the second interview, he came here to Chicago to celebrate his 76th birthday. And he had an event here at a venue called the Promontory. And he, and when he was here in person, I got opportunity to sit down with him, go backstage with him, chill with him, hang out with him. And he's a legend. As me being a musician, I admired him as a musician, played the vibes. And then as a member of the house music community, his songs, doobie-doo, run, run, run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I've partied plenty times off that song. And then to get to know him as a person, it's like a full circle. I played him as a DJ. I've danced to him as a dancer on the dance floor. And now he's right here. You know what I mean? That's one. The second one, which I think even tops that, now that I think about it, is interviewing Eric Monty. Eric Monty is the writer of Good Times, The Jeffersons, What's Happening, and Cooley High the movie.
All of those shows? Wow.
Yeah, all of those. Now, everybody grew up watching Good Times and all of them that I just named. The Jeffersons, What's Happening Now. That's like part 2 of What's Happening. And the movie Cooley High. Everybody remember Cooley High. So me having the opportunity, he's from Chicago. He grew up in the project buildings here called Cabrini Green. That's what that's what Good Time's supposed to take place at Cabrini Green, but it was really in LA, but that's what it was supposed to be. But that is where he actually did grow up, here in Chicago. For me to actually reach him, interview him, I hung out with him in Las Vegas. That was a full dream come true, because I still look at Good Times now, every night. I look at it every night on TV, you know what I mean? Even now. And the way that I met him was really, really strange, because I had saw that I knew someone that knew him. And he told me, Eric Monty as he left Chicago a long time ago. He moved to Georgia, he moved to California. But I haven't heard from him. This is what the friends was saying to me. And I was like, okay. And then online, I had read something that said Eric Monty supposedly homeless and addicted to crack.
What?
He said, I ain't never did no drugs. He said, but yeah, I was homeless. He said, the only crack I want is between a woman's legs. I said, man, you crazy. So I told him what I do. I want to interview him and bring his story out, because it was on the news, it was in TV, it was everywhere that he a crackhead and homeless.
How long ago was that?
This was about 2014, 2015, something like that. It was when I was working with Soul Train. And so the story, I got the real story for him and put that out. And I brought him to Chicago. He got a book. A real quick story about what happened with him. He grew up here in Chicago. He told his mother, I want to be the next writer of TV show, a Hollywood writer. She was like, she was like, yeah, okay, whatever. One day he just up and he left and he went to LA and he met Mike Evans, which is the original Lionel on the Jeffersons. The original one. That guy and Eric Monty wrote the Jeffersons. Good Times is Eric Monty's life. The Jeffersons is Mike Evans' life.
Okay.
That's how the shows go. He went out there, met this guy. They put together shows. They got a spinoff from All in the Family to do the Jeffersons. Louise. Right. You remember that's how that. So once he got the spinoff, Norman Lear gave him the opportunity to produce and do all that. Eric Monty did not have any kind of contract. So all these shows, Good Times, the Jefferson, what's happening, he get no royalties for none of that. Norman Lear got credit for all of that. Back then, Eric Monty took Norman Lear to court and sued him because he like, these are all my stories. This is my story. Norman Lear like, you ain't got nothing on paper, man. I'm sorry.
What?
The way that the judgment went was Eric Monty was to receive 1% of the royalties on the DVD of what's happening, period.
That's all.
And $1 million. $1 million, you ain't getting no royalties on now when they show the TV, show it on the air, you're supposed to get royalties. He's not getting that. He just got 1% of the DVD sales. Ain't nobody buying DVD sales, so that that royalty is probably over now. And he got $1 million. And that's it. He took that $1 million. He a playwright too. He wrote stories and he had a play that he wanted to produce. Now he got this $1 million. He went, now this, I don't know exact year of when that happened. That was like the 80s or something like that. It was in the past when he took him to court. He got his $1 million settlement. He took that settlement, invested it in promotions and all this for his play that he wanted. He's gonna rack up some money with this play. He did all of that. Nobody came to the play. Lost his $1 million. Now that's how he became homeless. And he was actually homeless, living out on the streets of Atlanta. And then eventually he moved to LA. And when I interviewed him and got this story from him, it garnered him a lot of attention. And so now his name was back out in the public. And he's like, yeah, you threw me back into the pub. I was like, hey, okay, that's good. Pat myself on the back. You know?
Right.
You know, I know that was a long answer, but I gave you some background information too.
No, that's great.
That's the most memorable to date because he was an idol of me, several other people, and a person that put people on TV and in movies that look like me. And I got a chance, he's a historical figure that I got a chance to meet, greet, hang out with, joke with, kick it with. Okay.
So how can people find you?
Okay, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as a Pierre Andre Evans. My whole complete government name. You know, you can find my book, Inside the Minds of Entertainers. It's available on Amazon. And if you just put in a Pierre Andre Evans and the title Inside the Minds of Entertainers, it'll bring you to that link. Or you can just go to my website, which is InsideTheMindsOf.com. InsideTheMindsOf.com. Also, I have a magazine where I interview people in the entertainment industry, and it'll be well-known people as well as unknown people. Go Bang Magazine, the whole title. GoBangMagazine.com, and that's how you can find me there.